Hi Cancer, welcome to the Manifesting You YouTube channel. This is your May 2016 love and relationship general reading. Please remember this is a general reading for the energy of Cancer for the month of May. You can also check your rising or your moon sign. Sometimes that might resonate more or also add some insight into this reading. If you want a more specific personalized reading, please check out the link below and visit my website for that. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Cancer, so this first card here is going to represent your energy, your hopes, your fears, your expectations for love for the month of May. Second energy is going to represent the obstacle to overcome. And the third energy is going to represent the actual outcome or the realization. Okay, Cancer, so as far as for the month of May, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. And this is going to relate to either how you're currently feeling or what you're fearing. And then we can also get into your hopes for love. So some of you, I feel, have been through a battle when it comes to love. And as you can see, I mean, even when the card of Nine of Wands is in the upright position, this guy, even though he's been victorious, he's still had this major battle going on. But he's tired. So when it comes in the reverse, I almost feel like it's like a double whammy. You might be feeling that this current relationship that you've been dealing with is just exhausting. Emotionally and also physically. I'm picking up that physically some of you are just drained from your partner. And maybe because you are such a caring, giving person, some of you have had partners that have been, demanding and having a lot of emotional needs. And this card just lets me know that you're weary. You're weary of this relationship for some of you. And you really almost don't even have that physical, emotional stamina. I mean, the thing is, though, is you're still standing, Cancer. You're still there, but just barely. You're barely hanging in there. You're almost there more because of a sense of pride, but I don't feel like you want to, deep down, it may be, you're torn about it. Do you really want to be there? But like you've put so much effort into this relationship, or you've put so much energy, you fought so many battles that it's like to just, let down your pride and just move on and, is just like, what did you do all that for? So I feel like you're kind of at a standstill, some of you, in a relationship, and you honestly really don't know where to go from here. This also kind of relates to the past. So I feel like some past relationship issues have been coming up, emotional issues, patterns, especially since we're in this Mercury in retrograde time, that can happen where past emotions, past lovers. So if you're single, you might be feeling the emotions from the past of a relationship that really hurt you or that really got you down. Because this also kind of affects your self-esteem and how you're feeling about yourself. So, once again, if this is not resonating with you, that's a-okay, just move on. But for some Cancers, this is definitely the energy that's present right now. So for some that are single, I feel that you're also kind of at a standstill. Like you don't really want to you're not really like wanting to jump out into the dating scene, ready to go, ready to just date a bunch of people. Like there's definitely emotional issues that you're feeling right now. And a lot of this could be from the past, like I said. So emotions that have come up from a past relationship, issues that like, even though you may not be with that person anymore, you're still dealing with it. You're still dealing with that hurt and that pain from a past relationship. And so I feel like you're definitely, you know, some of you are feeling things very intensely right now. And you're just kind of immobilized because this guy, like, but you still have your pride intact. Like, I don't feel like you're ready to let go of this person or this situation. You're still holding on to it, but you're drained at the same time. So I just want to let you know, I can 1000% relate to this. And I know that some people don't understand this energy, but if you have any signs in Cancer, which I have my Venus in Cancer, it can be tough for Cancer to let go, because once they love someone and once they hold on to someone, it can be hard to let go, for good or for ill. And so, you know, what I want to tell you, Cancer, is just be patient with yourself. Just know that this is how you're wired. You know, it takes as long as it takes to heal. It takes as long as it takes to let go. And even though it may not make sense to other people and they don't understand, or like, why don't you just get over it? Why don't you just move on? Why don't you just, you know, move on to someone that makes you, you know, you deserve better, all that stuff. Which is true, you know, but people have to factor in, you know, your genetic makeup, your energy. And Cancer, like I said, it's like the crab. It wants to cling to things, and it wants to cling to things that it loves. So at one time you did love this person very deeply. You did have some connection. It's just, you know, there's also you know, pain. So I feel like, and this could also relate to your fears, Cancer, that you know how sensitive you are, and you know that, you know, if you put yourself out there, you know that if it doesn't go well, or, you know, maybe you have just met somebody, but subconsciously it's like, it's kind of scary because you have been hurt in the past. You still, you know, maybe aren't feeling as confident as you have before. And so you might just be feeling more vulnerable right now, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. So your fear would be basically to reopen those wounds. Because I also feel like with this card that, like, because I feel a strong sense of pride though, Cancer. Like, I feel a strong sense of, like, you're a fighter and you're not, like, gonna give up. So you're protecting yourself. You're protecting yourself, and you're not going to just like walk away from something if you fought for it or if you believe in it. So even though you're feeling all these intense emotions, at the same time, you still have your pride, you still have your beliefs, and you're going to do what you feel you should do. Even if it's a battle. You're willing to fight for love. I feel like the hope for you, Cancer, a lot of you maybe have been fighting a battle for a long, long time, and you've dealt with a lot of these issues, and your hope is that, you know, eventually, because you can see he's like the last one standing, you just want to win the battle. You just want it to all be worth it. And just all of this work and effort and emotions and, you know, drama to be worth it. That's the hope for you. That whatever relationship, and this could be if you're single or in a relationship, that, like I said, the hope is that it will all be worth the fight. Because I feel like a lot of you have been through an intense emotional battle, if not with the current partner from your past, or even if you're looking to be in a new relationship. And I believe that that's because Cancer is a deep, sensitive, emotional sign. They're incredibly strong, and they're very loving, and they're very loyal, but they're sensitive, and that's the beauty of your sign. But this is also a fire sign, so I feel like you have a fighter warrior sense in you right now, that, like, even if you're tired emotionally or tired with this relationship and just wondering, like, how much longer is it going to take, you have a fighting spirit about you. Like, you're still holding on. You're still holding on. Okay, so as far as the obstacle to overcome, we have actually the Queen of Wands in reverse. And it's interesting because this is another fire sign. So a lot of fire energy in your chart this month, Cancer. I will also say that that could relate to, for some of you, you might be considering dating, or someone from the past, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, might be the source of this intense emotion. But it could also just represent your own energy. And the Queen of Wands, when she's in her upright position, she is like 1,000% confident. She knows who she is. She goes for what she wants. So when she's in reverse, I would say that the challenge or the obstacle is basically going to be not being overcome by emotion this month, not being overcome and by negative emotion, or by emotion that does not empower you. The temptation could be that you might be feeling, some of you might be feeling some really fiery, powerful emotions in the month of May in regards to your relationship, or, you know, possibly having a relationship. Basically that, you know, if some of you aren't wanting to be hurt again, or aren't wanting to be hurt anymore, you know, a person can only take so much of that. And as sweet as you are by nature, after a while, you know, in order for survival, you're going to get a little feisty. And so, which is understandable, Cancer, which is understandable. So the battle is going to be to not allow your feisty and, you know, maybe some of you almost anger to be, it's okay to have those emotions, but to not allow them to be destructive towards yourself or towards anyone else, just out of frustration of this relationship just not working. And so the temptation could be just like, if your lover is not, you know, if they're just not appreciating you, or they're doing the same old thing over and over again, like you've poured so much into them, so much emotional energy, and they aren't appreciating you. So the challenge is like I said, so if your lover hasn't been appreciating you, or you've put in a ton of emotional energy into this relationship, and they, you know, they're just doing the same old stuff. You know, maybe you have a partner that is pretty dependent on you and pretty needy, or that just, you know, needs a lot of emotional support, and you're just burnt out by it. You're just like, you're exhausted. The temptation is going to be to want to bite their head off, just like out of exhaustion. And because you have very powerful energy, you know, with these wands here in this fire, you're very emotionally charged right now. And so the temptation is going to be to, you know, you kind of have the choice. Am I going to direct this energy in a positive or a negative way? And honestly, a lot of you might actually have almost a right to be negative about it, because you're fed up, you're tired, you're exhausted, you've been through a battle. But, you know, the higher path, you know, is that love and forgiveness and healing, you know, that's ultimately the answer no matter what. It's not always easy, and I understand that. So once again, I just want to make this clear that this isn't for every Cancer. This is just the general energy for many Cancers, or some Cancers, for the month of May. So I want to reiterate that. And also just a feeling of, because in her upright position, she's very confident. She's very self-assured. She's very clear. So you might be just feeling a little confused about what to do. That's going to be the obstacle as far as what choice to make from here on out. You might like one day feel one way and the next day feel another way. And just your emotions kind of going back and forth. Your feelings about yourself and your significant other. Or even if you're going to date, you know, a potential relationship, it's like one day you're in it to win it. The next day you're like, maybe I'll pass. So just know that some of you for the month of May are just going to be feeling emotional, basically, to kind of cut it, you know, point blank. And until we're through May 22nd, this really is a time of past issues coming back up, issues that have not been resolved, issues that are still in the subconscious that come back up for healing. If something's coming up and you're feeling very strongly about it, there's probably a reason for it that is trying to let you know that there's something that still needs to be looked at or addressed. And, you know, some of you may not be ready to look at it. And I've had to kind of come to the peace with that, with myself too, that, you know, people can say, you know, you should just heal, you should just get over it. But, you know, everybody's different and we all work through things in our own way, in our own time. And as much as you want to just like fix things like tomorrow and be done with it, sometimes you're not ready to face something. You're not ready to look at it. It's just too intense. It's too painful. So some of you, because I'm looking at the outcome here, and the outcome is the Hermit in reverse. And the Hermit in reverse is basically after a time of introspection. I mean, the Hermit upright is basically introspection, really looking within, really going within, really quieting your mind and, you know, listening to the lessons, hearing yourself. And when it's in reverse, I almost feel like some of you aren't ready to do that. And it might just be because everything's really highly charged right now. I mean, you got fire, you got battles, you got your own inner fires, other people's fires, you know, and so to just take all that in, it just might be overwhelming for the rest of the month. And if that's so, Cancer, you know, next week, tomorrow, next month is a new day, you know, so you just do what you can do, and you know you're doing the best that you can, and you've obviously already fought hard and strong for whatever this relationship is or whatever this issue has been. And you may still not have the answer to it yet. You may still be like, you might be losing hope in it. Like, is it ever going to resolve? Is it ever going to happen? But you know what you still have? You still have your pride, and you still have yourself, and you still have your heart of gold, and somebody is going to value and appreciate that. And it really starts with loving and valuing and appreciating yourself. So some of you just need to just love yourself and value yourself. When I see this card, I mean, it's all about gold and just seeing yourself as gold, just seeing yourself as valuable and precious and deserving of all good things that you truly desire in your heart. So as far as the outcome goes, this could be coming back, you know, kind of just going back out there, but not fully addressing all of the issues yet. You know, but you are ready to get, you know, by the end of the month, I feel like you will be ready to get back out there. You will be ready to continue on. You will feel more refreshed. You will feel more, you know, if you've been feeling kind of like more inward or just wanting to spend time alone or get away from it all, you'll be ready to get back out there again. So let's go ahead and draw another card to see. This is the Oracle of the Heart. So what is the message for Cancer to help them this month in regards to love, to heal themselves and feel hope and optimism and light in their love life? Okay, Cancer. Oh boy. Okay. The cards don't lie, do they? So we have challenging times. Okay. And what's funny is this guy or gal has a huge, you know, shield in front of their heart. And like, don't mess with me. And kind of a red that kind of represents like the fire background. And then this purple is like your intuition and your psychic intuitiveness. It's funny because Cancer, it's hard for me, honestly, as a reader to talk about these things. I just want to give positive messages all the time. But I know some of these things are hard to hear, but I feel like there's obviously a reason to share this. And I hope that it helps you guys. I hope it helps some of you if you are struggling, just to know that you're not alone and that God cares about you. So anyway, let's go ahead and read this message here. Okay, challenging times. Okay, it says the key words to this card are ego, conflict, challenges, and competition. It says human ego can be helpful when it provides us with a sense of self, value, and purpose. However, the ego can also lead to problems when it seeks to build itself up at the expense of others. Quarrelsome energies may be in the air at this time. You may find yourself either instigating disagreements or being pulled into them by others. Step back and examine the real issue behind the conflict. You may find that it's more about being right than it is about what is right. You may also find a relationship to be more challenging than usual, sensing an underlying power struggle, even though surface energies appear to be calm. Use your intuition and intellect to ascertain what is happening. While competition can be stimulating, it can be disruptive in a relationship. You can avoid this by thinking before you speak or act, and by coming from a place of honesty and love. Wow, Cancer, that's powerful. So here, it's funny because those are the few things I kind of picked up on too, is I sense that you definitely have a strong sense of pride right now. You're definitely holding on. Like you are not, you are not giving up this battle. And that's one of my favorite things about Cancer, the tenacity, the persistence. The temptation is to know, and I think that's the key, is that just as much as you can, try to come from a place of love, even if you've been hurt in some situation, even if someone's deeply hurt you, do your best to pray and ask God to help you, just to heal your own heart and to love that other person, to know that if someone has hurt you, that they were probably hurting too. Or they didn't intentionally mean to hurt you in a certain way. So, love really is the answer. Forgiveness is the answer. It can heal anything. So I want you to feel good, and I want your relationships to heal. So I hope this has helped you, Cancer. If you need more specific guidance on your situation, I am offering private readings, and my website is linked below. Otherwise, if it has helped, I'd appreciate if you would like and subscribe to this channel to ensure that you get the monthly readings, the tips and the tools on how to manifest and be your highest and best self. So as always, Cancer, thank you so much for watching, and you have a peaceful rest of your day.